Hi, this is America's Pastor inviting you to stay tuned for the world's greatest boxing commentary as he continues on the road to 10,000. Now he's back at it like a crack addict, giving you boxing geekers that work. I want you to put your hands together and give him some love as we welcome the one, the only, TDub.
Yo, what up, man? It's your boy TDub was blazing in sports. Yes, I am back at it like a crack at it, giving you boxing geekers this work. You know, I'm working while I work. I never stop working. Well, I should never stop twerking. All right, I gotta make sure my work stuff is good. Found a moment to go live. All right, guys. Yes, man. Smash the like button, my boy in the building. Wilder Magic Man. Salute to you, champ. D-Ray, what's up with you, D-Ray? Man, what's up with you, big dog? Man, listen, bro, we live. We want to talk this boxing work, but I give you guys this work. You know what I'm saying? This might be lunchtime for some of you guys. Maybe you got a couple more hours in a day at work. Listen, man, I'm going to try to make every minute count and help it pass by, fly by like an eagle. Let's go ahead and get it. Guys, man, listen, bro. Listen. You know, when the WBC ordered Whyte to fight Fury, you know, part of me, and still part of me, you know, even after what I heard, part of me believes that Whyte could vacate, not Whyte, but Fury could vacate the WBC title. He has never really seemed like a person that's big keen on rematches and not somebody who's going to be forced to fight somebody. And by what it sounds like, you know, and I'm going to get more into it, you know, he ain't going to be doing all this long-term negotiation with Dillian Whyte. They trying to fight somebody in March. And now we have ourselves a situation. No, not Jersey Shore situation, but we have a situation, guys, in boxing. And if we don't know what's going to happen, but for me, right, as a Wilder fan, ow! And again, this might not even be a fight that Wilder would be interested in because I know he's contemplating or still contemplating on retiring. Shout out to my boy Brenan Smith. What's up with you, champ? Listen, man, we have to work, man. I had to break out the old the WBIS. If some of you guys don't know what WBIS stands for, what's blazing in sports, and a flame goes wherever what's blazing in sports goes. Look, man. I am pumped up for this. Part of me wants Fury to vacate. But let me get into it. We ain't got to waste that much time. Let's go ahead and eat, right? Let's talk about it. So, the WBC ordered Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury to fight next. And I believe it's free negotiations. I'm taking it both parties can work with each other, come up on an agreement to try to get the fight going. But it seemed like there is some issues in the financial department. Dillian Whyte probably thinks, hey, I've been mandatory for 1,000 days. And he's probably looking for 40, 50%. I'm just making the number up. But he's probably looking for a bigger purse in this fight than what ESPN wants to offer. You know, Bob told Teofimo Lopez, you're only worth $2 million. And he got outbidded by Triller, got outbidded by DAZN. And, you know, Bob is not going to be throwing money down the drain if he doesn't feel like it's going to sell like that. And Bob is probably wants some of this U.S. market. Listen, Whyte versus UK, that might be a big fight. But I know I heard a while ago that if it's promoting in the UK, then Bob is going to take a back seat. Bob is probably going to get less of the cut. Bob don't have that many fights with Tyson Fury next unless Tyson Fury signs something I don't know he signed. But I don't think he had that many fights left. Thought it was a 5-fight deal, something like that. So Bob probably wants to get the bigger bang for his buck, right? And if Dillian Whyte is the next option, he's trying to give Whyte what he can give Whyte. You know, he's trying to treat Whyte like Whyte is on Whyte and just take whatever you get. You know what I mean? I don't think Fury would do that, but you never know what Fury would do. What they were mentioning was that uh, Tyson Fury might vacate the WBC and just defend the lineal and the lineal and the Ring Magazine belt, and he might drop the WBC title. They said, listen, we want to get Tyson Fury back in the ring March. They listed off a couple names who they want to get him in the ring with if Dillian Whyte don't act right. So this could be a pressure tactic. Do you remember when Anthony Joshua was getting ready for, remember they were talking about fighting Tyson Fury next? He's like, listen, I dropped the belts, right? They're talking about dropping the belts. A lot of time people are talking about dropping the belts to put pressure on the sanctioning bodies to allow something to happen, or for the individual Dillian Whyte to take less money, or they would drop the belt. But here's the thing. Is it really a losing situation for Dillian Whyte if Tyson Fury drops the belt? Tyson Fury will still be looked at as the king of the heavyweight division. Even if he drops the belt, he'll be looked at as a king, right? He has the lineal and the Ring Magazine, and if he gets a chance to fight Anthony Joshua or Usyk, or if them two want to still fight each other and he fights, I don't know, maybe his friend Joseph Parker or somebody like that, can't fight Derek Chisora, Derek Chisora just lost. If he fights somebody like that, he still would be looked at as the best. But Tyson Fury in the USA, to be out, in my opinion, unless the last fight did that much, many people are not looking forward to watching Tyson Fury fights. And I bet you any kind of money, please bet me any kind of money, whoever Tyson Fury fights next, you best to believe they are going to throw Deontay Wilder's name in that mix so much to promote Fury, to remind the people who Fury is by using Wilder. And he fought Wilder, the Bronze Bomber. They're going to throw Wilder so much that way you be like, oh man, okay, well, and they want to try to get as many buys as possible, and they're going to use Deontay Wilder's name to try to boost the sales of Tyson Fury. But again, back to the question I said, what if Tyson Fury vacates? Is it bad for Dillian Whyte? Not really, because he still fights next for the WBC title. But now here where it gets tricky, right? Here where the abracadabra come in, right? The hocus pocus, the rabbit out the hat. Dillian Whyte could fight Deontay Wilder. And now I'm going to say something even more crazy. I'm going to say something that some of you guys might even call ludicrous, right? Dillian Whyte versus Deontay Wilder is a bigger fight in the USA than Dillian Whyte versus Tyson Fury. Facts. And it's personal. All the years built up. Man, we got to talk about this, man. Go on, get them likes, so don't play with it. Don't play with it. J.E., what's up with you, champ? Fury still running from the mandates. Now he's running from someone who is a threat to his legacy. He will retire before facing AJ or Dylan. Too scared. Fury will fight a tomato can next. Funny if Whyte knocks him out. Facts. Wow. Listen, man. Right now, they could be using, like, Top Rank could be using, like, a pressure technique. Because they're pretty much telling Dillian Whyte, like, listen, bro. And whenever there's a hang-up about money, somebody wants too much or somebody want to give too little. That's the facts, right? That's it. And I could not have, I wouldn't put it past neither side for doing both. I wouldn't put it past for Dillian Whyte asking for too much, and I wouldn't be put it past Bob Arum, since it is a Christmas time, being Scrooge of the promotional company, and he only want to sprinkle Dillian Whyte a little bit of crumbs. Like, you take these bird crumbs. We're the champion. You lost to who? We beat who? You're the champions, right? We the champions. And he might want to sprinkle Dillian Whyte some crumbs, right? You know what? Matter of fact, he's trying to do Dillian Whyte like Salt Bae. He's taking them crumbs and, Bob Arum is trying to Salt Bae Dillian Whyte on the funds, and Dillian Whyte is trying to ask for too much for the funds. Now, this is just my opinion, but this is really, really possible that could be taking place right now. This is what really could be happening. Politics, I guess. Now, if Fury vacates, because they said, listen, we okay with defending the lineal and the Ring magazine, right? They don't really, I mean, because listen, to be honest, Undisputed is probably not next, right? Anthony Joshua, if he does step aside because he flirted with it, if Anthony Joshua steps aside, guys, his image is going to take a major hit. I don't care what you say. If he says, I'm a businessman, I stepped aside, they pay me $20 million, I'm a smart man. The boxing world is not going to view it like that. The boxing world is going to view it as you couldn't come up with any adjustments to beat Usyk. Andy Ruiz was the easy adjustment made to mankind. You made an adjustment, and Ruiz made an adjustment. Andy made an adjustment. Yes, he made an adjustment too to the belt line. Andy Ruiz ate till he couldn't eat no more, leading up to that fight, and got a lot bigger, a lot slower, right? In every department. Anthony Joshua said, as long as I can play, I can touch you. You can't touch me. You're it, not me, and move around the ring, I can win. But it's not that easy making an adjustment against Usyk, right? Everybody in the world is saying, Joshua, listen, this is what you do. You be the big man. Put pressure on him. Pressure bust pipe. He's smaller. You corner him, and you beat him down. But listen, that's easier said than done. Because Usyk is not going to stay there. You pressuring and pressuring him, you're going to eat some shots. And some big shots. And some shots you probably won't see. Do you guys not remember the fight when Anthony Joshua tried to try himself out there and he tried to rush Usyk and Usyk popped in the mouth with the left hand and Joshua smiled at him? That can happen a lot. So it has to be smart pressure, and that is harder to do than you think. But back to that, Joshua is not in a position, not a good position, to really, take step aside money. He already activated the rematch clause. I take it he is in training now, and hopefully he got better, getting better training, better advice before the fight and during the fight, and let's see if he can pull off this rematch against Usyk. Because to be honest, that's probably going to happen next. TDub is probably going to be live calling that fight. Not there, but I'll be live calling the fight here for you and me. That means that Tyson Fury, his next fight is not for Undisputed. So if his next fight is not for Undisputed, he's been ordered to fight Dillian Whyte. So he got two options: to fight Dillian Whyte and keep the WBC title, or to vacate and still be the lineal champion, the Ring magazine champion, and everybody would say that he is still number one. It doesn't even matter if he fights a tomato can next. It doesn't matter. Because he's going to be looked at as the number one fighter. And then whenever Usyk and Joshua fight, that's the person that they're going to look at that winner to fight is Fury. His next fight might be a belly flop, right? But he still would be rated number one. Let's get it. I won't be surprised if AJ makes a comeback fashionably. We'll see. Well, Imagine Man, what's up? Does Usyk beat AJ in the rematch? Very possible. Very possible. Very possible. Andy Ruiz's adjustment was to make himself as wide as he is tall. Hey, maybe he was trying to get that round shape, man. He like, man, this potato build is not enough. I need to get it more round, right? Look, Fury is not going to be told what to do. Fury does not, listen, first of all, I'm not even going to say Fury. Bob, because Fury is signed to Bob, right? As his American promoter. Bob is only willing to pay Dillian Whyte so much money. Because Bob probably don't think that fight is going to sell that much in the USA. Whyte versus Fury. And in order to sell Whyte versus Fury, they have to use Deontay Wilder's name. Dillian Whyte is not a household name in the USA. Wilder is. Wilder's a household name in the UK and the USA. Dillian Whyte is not a household name in the USA. Nobody's clamoring to pay to see him on pay-per-view. That's going to be hard promoting that fight. Especially when the people hear, oh, Tyson Fury, oh, this is how they know Fury. Oh, that's the guy that beat Wilder, right? Well, who is he fighting? Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte. See, when they say, oh, that's the guy that fought Wilder, their interest is going to be a little bit perked. But then when they hear another name follow that, and they don't know it, see, you and I, we're boxing fans, right? We know who Whyte is. Listen, we know Whyte, Parker, Prince, Charles Morton, Oscar Rivas, Anthony Joshua, Usyk. We know all these guys. You know, my boy Stephen Shaw. You know, I call him Big Shot Shaw. We know these guys. But the paying public don't know Whyte. But, like I said, now listen, you can agree or disagree with me. I feel that Deontay Wilder versus Dillian Whyte. Now listen, I am assuming if Top Rank don't want to pay Dillian Whyte the number of money, and then they telling Tyson Fury, like, listen, hell with that title. If we pay him this much, I mean, we can only pay you this much. And then it's going to be up to Fury, like, okay, do I want to fork over some of my money to pay Dillian Whyte what he wants? Or, since I already beat Deontay Wilder, can I drop that title and just fight as the Ring Lineal champion? Now, that's a possibility. It's such a possibility. It already been spoken by their side. This is not TDub just making this up. It's already been spoke by their side. And if Fury drops it, listen. If Fury now we need a lot to happen. Fury will need to drop it. Wilder would need to decide that he wants to carry on, because I saw a Cold as Balls with Kevin Hart and Deontay Wilder. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. Cold as Balls, hosted by Kevin Hart, and his guest was Deontay Wilder. This was after the fight versus Fury. And they were just talking, and then Kevin Gallagher asked a serious question, like, you know, like basically, why continue? What's more out there for you? And then Deontay Wilder, like, you know what, I don't know. I'm contemplating retiring now, and Wilder said a lot of things that a person say to themselves when they're trying to convince themselves it is time. And you know what? It could be that time. Now, as a Wilder fan, I'm a Wilder fan. As a Wilder fan, of course I don't want to see him retire. No, I don't want to see. I want to see Wilder out there, blessing people like a priest with that right hand and watch them faint. You know how like the priest or the preacher put their hands on you, you're blessed, and they, I want to see that, right? I want to see more of that Brazil, and Spilko. I want to see more of that. Cloud, Christian in the boat. I want to see all that. But them last two fights with Fury. Listen, man. From what I see, he has a permanent dent in his head, and his equilibrium could always be off, and he could be risking brain damage by continuing his career. You know what I mean? And everybody he fight is going to aim for that. But as a fan, I don't want him to retire. He only lost to Fury, even though it's two fights. Only person that he ever lost to was Fury. Like, if you can't say retire because you lost to Fury, because Joshua lost to two different people. Oscar Rivas, not Oscar Rivas, but Luis Ortiz lost. He's doing a pay-per-view. Charles Run lost. He's doing a pay-per-view. Derek Chisora lost many a times and still always selling pay-per-view in the UK. Joseph Parker lost a few times. So a loss shouldn't define a person, but, those last two losses by Wilder, there was some, the amount of punishment, especially the second fight. The third fight. This last fight. Some of you might say the second. The reason I said the third is because Wilder got fatigued so fast in that fight that he was fighting on fumes. He was fighting on fumes for that fight. And guys, when you fighting on fumes, I mean, think about it, he's taking major shots from the third round. He actually took a big shot in the first round too, but when he got tired, man, he didn't have no defense. Imagine, there is not many people at the heavyweight division that can take that many shots from third round where he had no defense all the way into the what was it, 11th round. Guys, listen, that's scary, man. That's a lot of punishment. That's a lot of punishment. And one of the biggest things that knocked out Deontay Wilder outside of the right hand of Tyson Fury is fatigue. Right? You're tired, your hands ain't up, you ain't defending yourself, and you know, you're getting hit with some big shots. And you know, Wilder is probably like, man, you know, what else that's gonna really motivate me, you know, to come back and fight. But I think do a fourth fight with Fury motivator? No, not right now. Anthony Joshua? No, because it's not what it used to be, you know, and you might think those are the only two, but I think Wilder can find a new motivation. See, his first real motivation was his family, his daughter, and he achieved that. Now, he did one face, one name. He didn't achieve that. But to me, I think he can find a personal reason for Dillian Whyte. I think it can get personal. And this will sell in the USA and the UK. Because people been knowing about Dillian Whyte in the UK, 1,000 days. He been talking about Deontay Wilder. He gonna say he gonna do worse than what Tyson Fury did to Deontay Wilder. And Deontay Wilder talking smack. You gonna finally get it. And it's gonna be for the title? Oh my gosh, man. I'm about to break my desk in this thing, man. I hope that, listen, I actually hope it happens. Let me get to this, man. Let me see. Wilder would never be the same. Fury ended his career. That's what Robert says. I mean, I don't know, man. We have to see what he does. If he doesn't fight anymore, then you can say Fury ended his career. If he comes back and fight, and then we have to see how he does after that. Bob is 90 years old now. The only thing holding him up is the starch in his pants. Oh, man. What happened to Wilder? Didn't lawsuit. What happened to Wilder is a joke with no skill. Bro, you sound like a hater. Listen, man. You sound like a straight-up hater. Now, Joshua lost to two people. Rob, what did you say about that? Nothing, right? Chisora, any of these other people, you say nothing. But Wilder lose to who is considered the best fighter in the world. And now you in here just hating on Wilder, bro. Listen, that sound like a hater, bro. Listen, that really sound like you got personal issues, man. You might want to talk to God, man, and just say, God, man, why do I hate Wilder so much? You know, like, there's no real reason. You know, he wanted to fight Joshua, and God, I'm like, and that's why you hate him? Because he wanted to fight your favorite fighter, and you didn't want him to fight your favorite fighter? That's why you hate him? God, I'm like, oh! God, I'm like, oh, man. Hey, Michael, hey, come over here. Hey, Satan, hey, you can come over here for a second. You got to hear this one, bro. You got to hear this one. All right, hey. Tell him why everybody here. Tell him again. Adam, Eve, you come over here too. Tell him again. What do you say? So, you hate Wilder simply because he wanted to fight your fighter, Joshua. You didn't want to see him fight your fighter, Joshua. But they're in a boxing, which they all fight to be the best. Yup. Listen, Satan. Listen, we don't agree on a lot of things, but this one right here, bro. Right, you can go back down there now. Get out of here. You know, man, I'm just saying, bro. Hey, that sounds like some hate, bro. That sounds like some hate. Scrapbook Boxing, what's up with you, champ? Whatsblazing Sports, peace with you, champ. What can I say? Fury is known cheater in the boxing world. Know it. Fury is the biggest cheater in boxing history. Brown, where you from, man? I mean, Tyson Fury, in my opinion, does whatever is needed to win. I'm gonna leave it at that. He does whatever is needed to win. If that's and hit. You know what I'm saying? That's lean on him. He does whatever is needed to win. The definition of win, no matter what, that means no matter what it takes or what it costs or whatever needs to be done to win. Yes, White has a chin. It was hit by Povetkin uppercut. Hey, yeah. I missed it. Did somebody ask if he had a chin? Like, he said, yeah, he got a chin. And it was hit by Povetkin uppercut. Listen, man, imagine if you put Dillian Whyte chin and Deontay Wilder fist. Guys, Dillian Whyte, it's not Tyson Fury. Listen, let me talk to you guys. Listen, guys, I can talk to you guys, right? I mean, you guys are Blazing family. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree. Just like the Errol Spence versus Crawford fight. Matter of fact, the Errol Spence versus Ugas fight, right? I got Errol Spence winning. Some of you guys got Ugas winning, but it's cool because you know what? As long as we are respectful, we can disagree or agree, right? Man, all that talking messed me up. I lost my train of thought. God, I lost my train of thought. Choo choo, choo choo. All right, go. Tyson Fury is a unique heavyweight. For his height and his size, he has unbelievable reflexes, footwork, reach, skills, and he has shown now, since he used to be more of a passive fighter to become an aggressive fighter, he actually got a little bit of pop. Now, I still believe Deontay Wilder is a bigger puncher than Tyson Fury, because it took Tyson Fury getting uncontested shots from 3rd round to 11th round to knock out Deontay Wilder. Now, if Deontay Wilder would have got uncontested shots on Tyson Fury, it wouldn't have made it nearly that far. But Deontay Wilder didn't have the defense. Fury had the offense. Got the win. There is, outside of Usyk with the ability, there is no one that can match Tyson Fury of what he does. Not saying he's not beatable, but what he does, and with the height and the reach and the size, there is no one like him. Usyk is a smaller guy, so smaller guys typically have a little more skill, a little more better movement, and he's moving up from cruiserweight. He moved up from cruiserweight to heavyweight. That's not Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte got clipped by Povetkin. He got straight out Yugen by Povetkin. He got dropped by Oscar Rivas. He got chinned by Anthony Joshua. He got dropped by Parker. I would love to see Wilder versus Whyte. I am hoping that Deontay Wilder can be like, you know what? I can get up for this fight. I couldn't get Joshua. That got messed up. But if he beats, a lot of things have to fall in line. Tyson Fury will have to vacate. Dillian Whyte must not agree to whatever they're trying to offer him. They can't come to a settlement. Tyson Fury moves on. Dillian Whyte is still mandated to fight next for WBC title. Deontay Wilder is the number one guy at number one rated WBC fighter. Wilder versus Whyte in the USA. Now, I really believe that fight will go to purse bid as well or something, right? Because Wilder is going to try to big dog Whyte is going to try to big dog A-side Deontay Wilder. And that's going to cause a lot of, hassle in the fight. It's going to cause a lot of it. Even though, to be honest, Deontay Wilder financially still should be the A-side. I don't like to give people money, but he still should be the A-side, right? The man just lost to Tyson Fury, and he's still already number one. He still should be the A-side, at least financially for sure. But I'm hoping that whatever happens in that fight, I don't care who's the A side, who's the B side. I don't care. I hope Fury vacates and we get Wilder versus Whyte. And you cannot tell me that's a fight that the UK fans and the USA fans would not appreciate. It is not going 12 rounds. The left hook of Dillian Whyte and the right hand of Wilder. Guys, I can't wait for it. I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm going to get back to work. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video. Hit the notification bell. Guys, if you ever want to support the channel, please do. It definitely goes a long way. Hit the super chat. Hit the Cash App. Cash App Whatsblazing. Let me know. Shoot me a message. If I catch it outside of line, and if I don't remember myself, I will make sure your name and whatever you donated is under the Cash App Champion. That's what that's for. If you donate Cash App, I'll put your name right under there in the pure live. Just like a super chat, but people see it on the mainstream. Thanks again. Salute. And as always, here is Whatsblazing the Sport.